I mean, Glenn Beck just says crazy stuff. I mean, if you really watch, I actually have heard you talking recently, I think, on a dialogue about how you finally watched Glenn Beck. And wow.
I check him out from time to time because I find Chris Matthews hard to take.
Yeah, but that's a different world. I mean,
no. I'm just saying they come on at the same hour on cable television when I'm just getting back to my apartment from work, and so I find sometimes I'm flipping over to Glenn Beck on a research mission, because I can't quite bear what the propaganda on MSNBC, but that's a separate point.
Yeah, but
yes,
but if you,
I want to affirm. Yes, I do hear eerily
seen.
Crazy stuff, spooky stuff.
Oh, the
coming from Glenn Beck,
conspiracy theories, really, and playing, and I wrote a thing after the Tucson thing saying basically, why are we arguing about whether this guy was inspired by crazies on the right? We already have enough data. We know it happens. In fact. There was a guy, Glenn Beck was foaming at the mouth for months about the Tides Foundation in San Francisco, saying they're communists, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Police stop a truck. It's got several firearms. The guy's wearing body armor, or he's got body armor in the truck. He starts shooting at them. It turns out he's headed to the Tides Foundation to kill people. So we know that this kind of stuff has effect. And, I just think it's damn irresponsible of the people at Fox to have it on. I'm sorry. And I don't really, I don't like Keith Olbermann either. I mean...
Yeah, well, they're not equivalent either, but what I'd say to this is, yes, I agree with you that Beck is often over the top, demagogic in the extreme, and it gives me the creeps, actually, to watch and to think that this has a large audience, a large following. I was visiting my father, who is retired in Central Florida, and getting a limo ride back to the airport in Orlando, about an hour and a half in the car with a guy who happens to be a deputy sheriff of the mid-Florida county, et cetera, and then moonlights as a cab driver. And I just listened to this guy for an hour talk about politics. Mm-hmm. I tried to keep my mouth shut and just listen and, take mental notes. It gave me the absolute creeps. This is a guy who said, I don't give a damn about that Obama, but I'd like to put a bullet in the brain of that Michelle. Quote.
Ooh.
Quote. Why? Because she once stepped off of Air Force One in dress that he found to be less modest than what he would approve of for a First Lady of the United States. Now, this was a dyed-in-the-wool racist. Just one guy in one car ride. But he's a deputy sheriff. Okay? Listens to Glenn Beck, listens to Rush Limbaugh.
Do you know that for a fact? He said he watches them?
Yeah. We talked about this. Yeah, I mean, cause and effect, who knows? That kind of guy probably seeks out this entertainment. It's not at all clear that the existence of the entertainment is causative with respect
in that case, no.
to his attitude. But sure, there's some chilling stuff out there. But however, go back 40, 45 years. Think about the Black Panther Party. Huey P. Newton, H. Rap Brown, and all these characters. Think about the upheaval of the 60s. Think about the anti-war extremists, quote unquote, and so on. This, in a way, there's nothing new here. I'm not saying this to equalize right and left. I'm just saying that this is a part of the American political scene. There's not any doubt about that.
But that was a scary time too. This is a scary time. The Black Panthers were handing out coloring books to kids in school, I don't know, kindergarten or something, with a picture of a policeman, and the caption was, "The only good pig is a dead pig." That's not good either,
Yeah, no, it's not good.
That's a time to say, wait a second, where are we going? This is a time, I think, to say, wait a second, where are we going?
Okay, agreed. We agree on that. But this crazy, crazy. I just don't know about that. Yes, some of these people are crazy. Okay, some of every faction is crazy. But is Michelle Bachmann crazy? Not in my opinion. She's just wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Matthews on MSNBC calls her a balloon head, and then he gets a big laugh. She's a balloon head. She's a chucklehead because she says this and she says that. And all I'm thinking about is this guy in Central Florida who's looking at somebody, in this case Michelle Bachmann, a woman, who gives voice to some of his sentiments, legitimate sentiments to be expressed in the political debate, whether or not one agrees with them, and then finds that being marginalized and caricatured by left-leaning journalistic sources as nuts. And the imputation is anybody who admires or supports this woman is a fool, is an idiot, is beneath contempt.
Yeah.
And I'm just quite sure that that's a long-run destructive, not productive way to conduct a political discourse.
I think when it's not true, it's and the reason I say this is because I just said Glenn Beck says crazy stuff, but I'm willing to defend that. It's crazy. I don't think he believes it.
Right.
I don't think Glenn Beck is crazy.
Right.
I think he's manipulative, but I agree we should be very careful about it. We should be at least sure that we sincerely believe whatever we're saying, that we mean it literally if we're going to call somebody crazy. But the kind of characterization that I think is the most dangerous, and I absolutely agree with you, it's not productive to vaguely say crazy Tea Partiers. What the thing I think that is most insidious is the thing Beck specializes in, which is trying to convince you that certain people or categories of people are the other. They're un-American. They want to seize control of the levers of power and manipulate you. They are, because that's flipping a switch in the human mind.